Hello, everyone. I have my friend Amy here, and Amy so graciously agreed to chat with us today on really her transformation in her network marketing business. And I don't want to give too much insight into this, but Amy, can you tell us what is your day job?
I'm a high school teacher.
Okay. And so, do you have sales background?
None.
None. Okay. And we met. When did we meet virtually?
Probably about a year ago.
Okay, so I didn't even know we knew each other. So because Amy's a teacher, I assumed you watched the recordings or
Right.
something, did all the
Yeah.
recordings. So we never met, and then I find out that Amy's the president of my fan club. So when a year ago, when you were hoping to join the master, or when you joined the mastermind, what problems were you hoping to solve in your business?
Well, I'd been introduced to your stuff before that, right? Before I joined the mastermind. And it changed everything. I actually joined my network marketing company because it was opening internationally. I was
Uh-huh.
never going to talk about the products or the business to anyone in my area. It's a well-known company where I'm from, and I'm like, everybody knows about it. Everybody's heard about it. I'm never going to even tell anybody I'm doing this. And so I was all focused on international, international. Then we had some experiences with the product. I joined your training and I'm like, that feels pretty good. I think I could actually talk to some people without it feeling awkward for me or salesy for me.
Can you tell me a little bit about your inviting and sales box? Because I think this is like the coolest part of your story, how you overcome them. But like, let's talk. What was it like before for you?
Well, like I said, I wasn't going to talk to anybody. So I had a lot of blocks. I wasn't going to invite anybody. I wasn't going to talk to anybody else in my area. Of course, I could do it, in this other market, which was easy. But here, where I was like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with that. So I honestly did not talk to a single soul in my neighborhood, in my friends, my family,
Oh my
nothing.
gosh,
And that's a true story. So
that's
the first
wild.
5 months of my network marketing business were all focused on international. And it became summertime where I have more time as a teacher, right? I have also a mom of 6 kids, so summer's kind of liberating. I get a lot of free time that I don't have during the school year. And because of some successes we'd had using our own product, I'm like, people need to know about this. So having the right words to say, having it a simple line that says you don't need to buy anything, but if you see something you like, I can help you get it. Took that,
Yeah.
that sell. Oh, I'm the salesperson that you've heard 1,000 times with the same products a million times away for me, and I started inviting everybody and anybody. And it was kind of at the end of the pandemic, kind of like so the summer of 2021,
Sure.
and I just did one-on-ones. And you know every one-on-one I had from June, July, and into August, my summer months, had 100% close rate.
Stop it. Okay, so let's back up for a second. First 5 months in network marketing, in the US, you enrolled how many people?
0.
Okay. Now, so I guess that's 2 years, not 1 year.
Yeah. Oh,
Two
yeah,
twenty
twenty
twenty one.
twenty one
Yeah.
is when
Time
I
flies.
took your official thing. So I had just done some online stuff with a team
Oh,
meeting at
got you.
first, and then joined the mastermind later because 'cause I'm like, "I need to soak up every single word of
Oh,
this."
that's so nice. Okay,
It's true.
so we'll say 2 years, we'll say 1 year.
Yeah.
In the 2 years, since
Yes.
you were, we'll call it liberated, if I could be so
Yes.
brazen. Um,
Amen.
how big is your team now? Your US team?
About 350.
350 people. So from 0 people to 350 people in your organization.
Yes.
And
Oh,
you did this while being a high school teacher and with 6 children, which is really amazing. So I am sure that people would want to know, what were the things that you specifically implemented that really, really helped with the growth of your team? You mentioned the remove pressure. What were some of the other things?
the having the right verbiage for different scenarios. So basically, I memorized things because it took the fear out of it, and it could change a little bit here and there, but it felt authentic to me. It felt authentic to the people
Mhm.
that I was talking to. And so it was easy for me to do it over and over. And then as I brought people on to build the business with me, it was easy to duplicate.
What made that easy? Like, what do you think made it easy?
I think number one, I was so excited about it and it worked for me. And just I think that a lot of people have sales blocks or inviting blocks. It comes from lack of confidence, and I think a 90% of it comes from what I don't know exactly what to say. And
Mm,
so when you get the right verbiage and you have these sales conversations, that feel good, it removes that.
yeah. Well, I think the what to say, I mean, that was really my experience. I mean, when I started sales, I was a political science major. Like, I was going to be a lawyer. I did it and I just like read the stuff and it felt good. Why do you think people resist learning what to say? You're a high school teacher, so you know all about learning resistance.
Um,
Why do you think people fight it so hard?
I don't know, fear.
Yeah, and why didn't you feel
Um,
afraid?
a rejection. I think the fear of rejection, or what are they going to say? What are they going to think of me? Oh,
Mhm.
you're one of those MLM people. Just I think limiting beliefs that we tell ourselves that probably aren't even true.
How did you
And
how did you overcome that?
I think number one is I have a true belief in the product. I have a true belief in the model, and I think having that helped me. And as soon as I started using this verbiage or these different things, also outlines, the outlines for a one-on-one, knowing exactly how to proceed through that 30-minute meeting with that person and having success. I mean, somebody said yes. I'm like, oh my gosh, one person said yes. And then the next person said yes. And it just kept, so it raised my confidence level that I'm like, hey,
Yeah.
this works. So I'm going to shout this from the rooftops. And it kept working, and it kept working, and it kept working. And if that doesn't speak for itself, I don't know what does.
Yeah, I think about people like you. I would consider you in the professional category.
Oh, thank you.
Um, and we work with so many professionals, right? You're being a teacher that are like, okay, what's my lesson plan?
Right.
What's my like, how am I going to teach this lesson? How does it end? What's the like thing at the end? How am I going to get people engaged and involved and not bored out of their minds? I'm thinking high schoolers. And I think a lot of people are like, I should know how to do this already.
Yeah. Yeah. Right.
Um, and so then you have professionals who are used to like professional training. That's how they built their career. But then they also have this underlying thing of, I should know how to do this without professional training. And so what I'm hearing you say is that there were like all the blocks, just all of them,
Right.
and then you learned what to say, got some confidence. And I mean, I think it's fair to say everyone knows that almost all the network marketing companies are in Utah,
It's true.
and you're in Utah. So there's absolutely no chance for success there. Why do you think you were able to be successful when probably almost everyone you met with had been approached by someone from some health and wellness network marketing company in Utah? Well, we'll take your company even out of the situation. We'll look at all the other ones that are right there in Provo as well.
I think, um, well, I think part of it is influence, right? You're talking to people that trust you
Yeah.
somewhat. And I was offering solutions that they needed answers to, and when you offer people things that they are looking for,
Mhm.
or
I love
it
that.
works. A lot of times I'd say, "Oh, they've I'd say my company, right? Oh, have you heard of?" And they'd say, yeah. And I'd say, okay, what's your favorite product? And they're like, well, I've heard of it. So I had a misconception that everybody in Utah knew about my company, knew what they had to offer, and had used something, which was simply not true. And so a
Right.
lot of it was, oh, I've ordered on my sister's account for years. Oh, did you know how easy it is to get your own account? So just, I think filling it out, getting rid of my own beliefs about what the market was helped clear the way for me to be successful, because of my 330 or 350 people, 99% of them are in Utah.
That's so wild. I
So
love that. I just think it says so much to the idea of removing pressure and being present with people and having an approach that honestly just is more authentic, as you said earlier. What are some of the lessons that you learned from this experience?
well, I think, and one more thing on that was it made it all about them. It had
Oh, yeah.
nothing to do with me. And that was it. It should be all about them. And when you make it about them, that's what captures that, captures them. And it's truly about them, not just me trying to make it about them. Right.
Yeah. Or
That, yeah,
pretending, having it be about me, but pretending
right.
it's about them.
Yeah, for
Yeah, I
sure.
think that's a really, really good point. What are some of the lessons that you learned from this?
Well, lots. Number one is don't ever just assume that you know about about the market, or that people all in your area. I don't know, there's a lot of I guess, again, limiting beliefs about just network marketing itself, or about your company, or about who wants it, who doesn't want it, who would be interested, who wouldn't be interested. And I took that all out. I talked to everybody, and before I would have been like, oh, I'm not going to talk to that person because I know they won't because of this.
Oh,
And
yeah, that's so good.
that's a big lesson for me. If I need the product, everybody I know also needs the product for something or other, right? So
Sure.
they need that. I've learned that the more skills I get in the area of sales, and bringing other also builders, all these
Mhm.
different recruiting skills, the better my business is, the more effective leader I am for the people that I bring in, the better I become at my craft, and my business grows.
Yeah, and those are
So,
some good lessons. I hope the people listening are like, those were free. What advice would you give to other network marketing leaders who are watching our conversation here?
well, I would, number one, say you need to have all your people take sales training. And and even if you feel like you have some, there's like, I had been introduced to you through like some videos and stuff, and then I took it and I had so many more questions because I
Right.
had kind of this foundation, and I was making progress. So then I'm like, what about this? About what about this? Or what about that? And so even if you have sales training, or have been exposed to it, having that personal connection, I think, with an expert in their field is key, and it will grow. It will do nothing but help you in your network marketing business, and in personal development, I think, too. Because I can use some of these tactics in my school teaching. I can use it with my kids, certain things that are,
Yeah.
just good,
Yeah,
solid.
well, because good sales tactics aren't sales tactics, they're transparent communication and gaining agreement,
Exactly.
which is every relationship that we have, period. Right?
Right.
It's some sort of negotiation we're in.
Right.
And being able to be authentic and to learn about others and to be able to come up with viable options that work for everybody. I mean, that's all that sales is, and that's what we're doing in all areas of our life. So maybe it's not all sales training, maybe it's just this
Well,
time.
absolutely. And I think it's also that taking tips that work for you, right? Like, you did a little training on full time workers, which I am, and you listed 7 tips. And one of those, work your network marketing every other day. That changed my business even more. So I think just take those things that you feel really good and implement them. And that gave me freedom. to be with my kids on the days I don't work my business. It gave me freedom to block out time that nope, this is the time I'm doing.
Wow,
My
so
family
good.
knows, I know, it keeps me on track and I'm more happy. And I think I'm better at what I do in all areas of my life, not just my business. So
Mm.
I think that's a key when you do any training and or anything that you take those things that really touch your heart or you feel like, hey, I that resonates with me and then implement them.
And then
And
implement them. Yeah,
because
that's
I think the first thing is, oh, I could have listened to your recordings and be like, oh, that's nice, and never used it.
yeah.
But my next time I had the opportunity to talk to somebody, I implemented it and it gave me the confidence and it worked and it's kept working. That's why I'm the president of the fan club.
Which I didn't even know I had a fan club. And to my president, Amy, I want to say thank you so much for sharing so generously today. It was amazing how much you jam packed, like you gave a lot of wisdom in like 15 minutes. And you are, maybe I now need to be the president of your fan club.
Oh yeah. We could have shirts
So
made.
get yours. So thank you so much for your time and your generosity and your grace with me and our audience. And I hope that everyone's watching. I hope this was super helpful for you.